Judith Maria and welcome to SC Global News. From the inspiring journey of Singapore's scooter catechist who guided thousands to the faith to the opening of 200 confessionals in Rome for the Day of Penitence, we have many stories to cover. At 88 years old, Andrew Goh zips around Singapore on his scooter, continuing a mission he began 34 years ago, bringing the Catholic faith to the elderly and the housebound. Over the decades, his dedication has helped more than 2,000 people enter the church. Let's take a closer look at his remarkable journey. Meet Andrew Goh, an 88-year-old scooter-riding catechist in Singapore who has spent 34 years bringing the faith to the elderly and housebound and helped more than 2,000 people enter the church. Goh was working in an insurance industry before he decided to take up this special ministry after being baptized in 1991. Feeling overwhelmed by God's kindness and goodness, he believed that he should repay that generosity through service. After his baptism, he discovered that while many Catholic adults existed, their elderly parents often were not Catholic. Goh pointed out that the Rite of the Christian Initiation of Adults, a program designed to prepare and welcome unbaptized adults into the Catholic Church, is primarily conducted in English and Mandarin, in majority Singapore Chinese. While this serves younger adults and youth who are fluent in these languages, elderly individuals who only speak Chinese dialects are often overlooked. This realization led God to begin a ministry specifically aimed at the elderly, including visits to hospitals and housebound individuals. He is fluent in English, Mandarin, and several Chinese dialects including Hokkien, Techau, Cantonese, Hainanese, and even Peranakan. To make religious concepts more accessible, Goh uses children's books with large colorful illustrations to explain complex topics such as church's sacraments, the story of Adam and Eve, and the miracles of Jesus. He has also developed his own printed materials featuring easy to understand diagrams and bilingual instructions in Mandarin and English. Now in his 80s, Goh has served in as many as 5 parishes over the years. He currently conducts weekly catechism classes at the Church of the Holy Family and the Church of St. Alphonsus, commonly known as Novena Church. Around 30 people regularly attend his sessions, including some who he previously guided through baptism. In addition to his parish work, Goh makes up to 8 home visits each week to teach those who are unable to leave their homes. Over the decades, his efforts have led to baptisms of more than 2,000 individuals, and he now has over 560 godchildren. However, no ministry is without its challenges. Goh shared that some participants drop out after just 2 or 3 lessons. Nevertheless, he continues his mission faithfully, traveling by scooter to reach those in need. With only a few assistants to support him during his weekly classes, he remains deeply committed. His catechumens have shared how much they are learning and benefiting from his sessions. 2 Catholic nuns arrested in the Indian state of Chhattisgarh have been granted bail by the NIA court in Bilaspur on Saturday after spending 9 days in custody. The court approved their release on the condition that they surrender their passports and provide 2 sureties of Rs 50,000 each. According to reports, both nuns are expected to be released from jail today once the necessary formalities are completed. 2 Catholic nuns who were arrested in the Indian state of Chhattisgarh have been granted bail on Saturday by the NIA court in Bilaspur after spending 9 days in custody. Sister Preeti Mary and Sister Vandana Francis, members of the Assisi Sisters of Mary Immaculate, were arrested on July 26 at the Durg railway station along with Sukhman Mandavi. The arrest followed a complaint lodged by members of Bajrang Dal who accused the trio of human trafficking and forced religious conversions of 3 women from Narayanpur. The charges were filed under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and the Chhattisgarh Religious Freedom Act of 1968. On Thursday, July 31st, a sessions court in Durg district had referred the case to NIA court, stating that the matters fell under its jurisdiction. The hearing was subsequently conducted by Principal District and Sessions Judge Sirajuddin Qureshi in Bilaspur. During the hearing, defense lawyer Amrito Das argued that all 3 women alleged trafficked were legal adults who had already been practicing Christianity. He pointed out that the women had written permissions from their parents and that there had been no abduction. He also noted that the accused were not remanded to police custody and that the alleged victims had since returned to their homes. According to reports, the parents confirmed to police that their daughters had neither been taken away forcibly or misled. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of India strongly condemned the arrest, stating that the nuns were physically assaulted following the detention and that the women involved had clear written parental consent for their travel. The bail was granted on condition that the nuns submit their passports to the court and furnish 2 sureties of Rs 50,000 each. Both nuns were released from jail on Saturday evening. In a shocking incident, sacred relics of the Blessed Carlo Coutis have been stolen from the parish in Argentina, sparking concerns among Catholic communities worldwide. Captured on security footage, the theft occurred in broad daylight and has prompted a police investigation. Church authorities have urged the public to pray for the recovery of the relic. At the same time, security efforts around the holy artifacts are under review.
In a shocking incident, a first-class relic of Blessed Carlo Coutis, said to be canonized by the Vatican on September the 7th, was stolen on July the 25th from St. Dominic Xavier Parish in the Archdiocese of Paraná, Argentina, shortly after noon. According to ACI Prensa, security recordings show a couple entering the church and leaving with the venerated item, secured inside a locked glass case. The footage, which recorded the duo inside the place of worship, was provided to police for further investigation. The sacred remains contain strands of hair and a fingernail belonging to the beatified teenager known for using technology to spread the Catholic faith. The incident has shocked the local community and drawn media attention across Latin America. Local authorities have launched an investigation while church leaders and congregants, cited by Catholic news agency, expressed hope that prayers and public awareness might help recover the lost holy object. Presented to the parish earlier this year, the sacred keepsake was placed in a glass case holding a reliquary that showed the future saint in everyday clothes, reflecting his image as a saint in jeans and sneakers. It had become a focal point for devotion. Father Walter Minguetti described the space as one for reflection. He highlighted that the young visionary continues to inspire the youth and deepen their faith. He also urged prayers and solidarity ahead of the relic's enthronement anniversary on August the 12th. Parish officials are now reviewing security protocols around the consecrated artifact throughout the region.
For the hundreds of thousands of young pilgrims who arrived in Rome for their Jubilee, Friday, 1st August, was a day fully dedicated to the sacrament of reconciliation ahead of gatherings with Pope Leo XIV on Saturday and Sunday at the Tor Vergata Esplante. From 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., 200 confession stations were made available, staffed by priests and confessors ready to listen. As part of the 2025 Jubilee of Young People, hundreds of thousands of Catholic youth from around the world have gathered in Rome for a deeply spiritual weekend that includes cultural events, papal encounters, and moments of personal reflection. On Friday, August 1st, the spotlight turns to the sacrament of reconciliation with a day fully dedicated to confession and spiritual renewal. From 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., the historic Circus Maximus, once a site of ancient Roman chariot races served as an open-air confessional. Over 200 confession stations staffed by priests and confessors were available to pilgrims seeking the sacrament. Confessions were offered in multiple languages including Italian, Spanish, English, French, Portuguese, and Polish, with designated times for German, Hungarian, Slovak, Korean, and Chinese. The initiative reflects the truly international nature of the gathering and the Church's commitment to welcoming pilgrims in their native languages. To enrich the experience, the UCAT Foundation distributed 10,000 copies of the special publication on confession aimed at helping young people better understand the sacrament. 20 UCAT volunteers were present on site to assist with the distribution. The Day of Penitence sets the tone for the weekend's culminating events. On Saturday evening, Pope Leo XIV will lead a prayer vigil at the Tor Vergata Esplende, the same site that hosted St. John Paul II's historic World Youth Day in 2000. The following morning, on Sunday, 3rd of August, the Pope will celebrate a closing Mass at the site. The Jubilee of Young People forms part of a broader Holy Year 2025 celebrations, echoing the spirit of World Youth Day by drawing together young Catholics for worship, catechesis, and communion. Organizers estimate that around 500,000 pilgrims are participating in the Jubilee weekend. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.